In nature, we feel at home. There's something about being surrounded by trees and stone and sky and water that evokes a sense of peace within. So why not bring those same elements into the home? Build and decorate with materials that are natural, healthful, and good for both ourselves and the environment. That's the whole philosophy behind Living Green. Are you living green? More importantly, is your home? Ellen Strickland is a designer and eco-activist who has turned her passion for green design and materials into a thriving business, both online and in 2 busy California stores. Living Green sells only products for the home that meet the following criteria. Everything has to be natural, non-toxic, made of recycled material, and/or energy efficient.
I started following products in the green industry probably about a decade or so ago. As a designer, I was interested in finding out more about the kinds of materials that were alternatives to standard practice. I found that there were a lot of materials I had been using myself that were toxic, and I suddenly had a horrible feeling that I'd been using them for a long time that way, and I had a better understanding through my own health challenges over the years that I needed to find better standard materials that I could use.
Building green, or remodeling green, is a growing industry. Architect Alan Bernstein says he's seen a definite shift towards more eco-friendly thinking in his work.
I think that really green building in the next 3 or 4 years will become a necessity more than the trend. Because I think that with global warming, the amount of energy that's available, the impact of our housing on the environment, that we'll almost be forced to make massive changes in the way that we build, the way that we live.
Literally everything in the home can be environmentally friendly. And Ellen keeps the overall picture of your home's design in mind when recommending options, so that Living Green suits all styles. I'm sure there are what people think of organic as kind of the earthy, neutral tones, but this would be in a very contemporary home.
Absolutely, and so
Very
in this
modern.
case you're probably looking at something that's made from recycled material as opposed to natural or organic.
Right.
But at least you have that choice.
From the fabrics on our upholstery.
When you go into any room in your home or workspace, for example, over 60% of the air in that area or in that space is off-gassing from surface materials. So it makes you stop and think about what things are made of.
Yeah, off-gassing is the chemicals that are coming off of the materials that you're breathing in.
Right. So for example, anything that is on the wall, on the floor, on the furniture, on the fabric on the furniture, or on your clothing, any of those materials has potential chemical in it because of its manufacture process that you want to try to evaluate.
To our flooring.
Natural linoleums, bamboo flooring.
Wait, natural linoleum?
Yes.
That's amazing. What makes it
vinyl,
natural?
The materials that it's made from are different from the vinyl composites that came in later in the sort of mid-century. In this case, what you have is a material made out of recycled cork, recycled wood flour, rosin or resin, and linseed oil. So those, when they're pressed together, create a natural surface where the color permeates all the way through.
The color is gorgeous, and it feels really good. You know, like I can imagine
it's a great material to work with. It also happens to create a surface that's what they call antimicrobial, so that there's no opportunity for the mold or mildew to gather on the surface.
To our countertops and tiles.
Here's one where it's actually landfill glass that's crafted into accent tiles for home refinish.
So they actually got this out of the landfills.
Yeah, so it would
stuff
be
that wasn't recycled.
Beer bottles, wine bottles, plate glass, that kind of thing that then is turned back into accent tile.
Well, this is a gorgeous color.
Yes.
I mean,
there are a lot of great greens in this one.
Yeah, I love it. And even the paint on our walls, we can do better for our home, for the planet, and for ourselves.
Of putting paint samples on the actual paper so that you see what the actual paint is like on the material here.
That is so smart.
And you position this rather than making up a whole quart of paint samples.
Yeah, and trying to put a little swatch on the wall.
Right.
Now you got a big, this
Absolutely.
is smart.
So these are fun to work with.
Living Green comes into play with our furniture and with our cleaning products. Living Green has come up with shades of green, a way to gauge just how eco-friendly the products we purchase are in the scheme of things. Think about these 5 things. Where the product comes from, how it's manufactured, how it's transported to the store or to your home.
Part of saving energy is in the materials that you buy. If you buy materials that are made locally, then those materials don't have high transportation costs.
The health or environmental impact of the product?
Yes, we look for things that are more organic.
Okay.
Or in this case, we have a company where they're taking food from worm waste, if you will,
Okay.
and then packaging it in recycled or biodegradable packaging as well.
And the overall lifespan of the product. You want to keep and use what you buy for a very long time. With these things in mind, living green is not only easy, it's beautiful. Whether it's time to paint your house or reupholster your furniture, keep in mind how easy it is to live green. And remember that there are plenty of options that are both economical and eco-friendly.